So I decided to start doing story times. I don't know why. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but it's literally just me talking about my life, which I do all the time, just not on social media. So to start off, I'm just going to start off with early years. This is the story about how when I was 14, I went to China and why and what happened. So first off, when I was 11 years old, I got a craft book on how to make animals out of tiny beads. It was called Seedlings. And being the little entrepreneur I've been since birth, I decided to start a business and started selling at my local farmer's market on Saturdays at 8 a.m. I got a coffee and a blueberry muffin every day from the kid my age, who had a booth next to me. It was heaven, and I actually kind of made money. I carried this into my early 20s, by the way. I've actually sold my stuff in local boutiques and stuff. Oh, also, fun fact, I once had an article written about it when I was 12, 13, because a reporter who worked for the local newspaper saw me, and they were doing a series in their magazine, whatever, about a woman in business, and I was chosen for an article, and I got interviewed, and I was really bad about the article because I kept all my ums. Bad transcribing. Anyway, so the China part, my little brother is adopted from China, and they started the adoption process when I was 12 years old-ish. 11? So I really, really wanted to go to China because I've always wanted to travel, and lucky for me, I've made it a couple places, China being the first one, besides Canada. My parents made a deal with me that if I managed to earn on my own, not through allowance, $1,000 for my ticket to China, they would cover the rest. Little did they know. I made it. I actually made $1,400. I think I put all of it towards it. So I made $1,400 in a couple years of just selling my jewelry as this little kid at farmers markets and festivals and stuff. We go to China. Whoop whoop. Some fun things that happened in China. First of all, it was the first time in my life I ever got drunk. I was 14. I had just met my little brother, and we had this table with the adoption officials from the board or whatever, and we had to schmooze with them to let us still adopt the children. It was this whole thing. We had to buy them TVs in addition to all the adoption fees, last second, all new brand new TVs, to bribe them to get these kids. There was a group of us adopting, and we had to bribe the adoption officials to get the kids they had already paid for. Anyway, they had sake at this shindig, and I found out later my mom was sipping it and spitting it back in the cup. I did not. I just took baby sips, but it was sake, and I was 14. I got drunk. That was the first day I met my brother. I got drunk at 14 the first day I met my brother. By the way, there was a 6-year-old also being adopted, and he was throwing back sake shots like it was nothing. Traveled all around Beijing, went to the Great Wall. It was super cool. Went to a jade factory. The American restaurant that we went to was the worst food I had there. Everything else. Also, again, I was drunk, wobbling in my high heels I'd just gotten at a China shop that were too small for me because they do not make a woman's size 9 in China. My little brother, who we then thought was my sister but was not, he's 3 years old, right? Little munchkin. He comes up to me. He's so happy to see me. We're up in the hotel room, right? We're just chilling. We're getting to know each other. And he looks at me. We're kind of tussling on the ground. And he looks at me, gets the biggest smile he's ever had on his face, I swear, and just goes, "Pretty sure I got a concussion." I still feel how bad that hurt. So we made it back. Yay! That's my story. I don't know. Some things happened. It's just funny that I got drunk at 14 in China, and we had to bribe officials, and also I made money to do it by starting my own business at 11, 12. And I was in a newspaper article. This was all before I was even fucking 16, man. It just continued. I'm not gonna lie. It just continued like that. Bye.